me FOXAL, or you can call me Liam. If you're watching this video on this YouTube channel, you may have known me by a different name before. Yeah, FrostdCh33rioz. Either of those logos look familiar to you? Yeah, I don't know. I came up with it when I was very young. I started the channel back in 2011 with hopes of making something of it. I started with the first Minecraft video that I ever made. It was very cringy and very bad. I don't recommend ever watching it. Since that time, over a few years, I uploaded over 500 videos to this channel alone. It was kind of a passion of mine, and then I kind of dropped off the map. And this video is going to explain why and what I've been doing since then. So I uploaded kind of my last video on the FrostdCh33rioz channel on September 2nd of 2014. It was another Minecraft video. This was right after high school. I had just graduated. That's Mark. We're just friends. Just friends. So I had just graduated high school and I just picked up my own car thanks to my dad. It was a 96 Volkswagen. And this actually ignited a love for cars that I never knew I had before. On the side, I was also a DJ. I would DJ parties and dances and that kind of thing for decent money. It was more of a hobby though. I also was a producer known as DJ Cryptid. I released one single called Catching Dreams. It was pretty alright. I also started an entertainment company to DJ parties with my friend Chad. Kind of fizzled out and never really went anywhere. The same time, that summer was really hard because this was when I lost my grandma. This came not necessarily as a shock, but it was still hard to deal with, and it was something that I'll never forget. Later on that same summer, I got the opportunity and moved to Utah, packed all my stuff into a car, and moved up to Farmington, Utah, where I lived with my aunt and uncle. I then rented this house with my cousin and a couple other guys. This was in North Salt Lake City. At the time, I was actually working in downtown Salt Lake City as a junior film editor for a company called 50 Films. This was the view from my window. I loved working in downtown and I loved the job, but it was very stressful for me. My girlfriend at the time also moved into the house I was living in. I kept developing my passion for cars, and then I eventually ended up getting a bunny, which, so cute! Around this time, my sister had her first baby and I became an uncle for the first time, which was an awesome experience for me. I also decided to take up photography as a side hobby. At the time, I wasn't working at the film studio anymore, but I still loved working with cameras and that kind of thing, so I started taking pictures around my local surroundings, local spots, my car, my friend Cameron in my car. I thought I was pretty good at it, so I thought I'd charge people to do it. Unfortunately, it's a very saturated market in Utah, so I don't recommend it. At this time, I started a band with my girlfriend at the time called Empty Stories. We did some stuff, we made some music, we did an interview or two, we released one single at the end of things. It was called Lonely Traveler and it was pretty alright. At the time, I was also doing YouTube under the alias of Chiefliam. Nothing serious though, I was just doing it for fun on the side. Oh my god! A little bit later on, my girlfriend and I moved to Ogden, Utah, where I was rock climbing every day trying to stay physically fit. I had a job lined up there. We also got a dog. We found her. She was living with a family down there that was in a situation that was not quite the best, and we wanted a dog, and she had a face that anyone could love, so we got a dog. Her name was Coda. At the time, I was also working at a car dealership as a car salesman. Try as I might, I was not very good at it. The one benefit was that I met some really cool people at the dealership I was working at. The same people that, coincidentally, I ended up starting AFIX Network with. Now, some of you may or may not know what AFIX Network is or was. It was a partnership-based YouTube network, and it was what I wanted to do for a career, realistically. I started the company with my cohort, if you will, Alex, who was my best friend at the time. Still a very good friend to this day. Unfortunately, AFIX Network never really took off. Wasted a lot of money, a lot of time, and that's that. Dude, what? You're so cute! From the ashes of AFIX Network rose C+ Gaming. C+ Gaming was a YouTube channel that I decided to start with a couple of friends of mine, including the guys from AFIX Network. We started C+ Gaming to be AFIX Network without all the business stuff and more of the fun. So we started live streaming, making videos, just having a good time, and we actually built a decent following of about 500 subscribers, about 30-40 viewers per stream. At this time, I decided to go by a new alias again. I know, sorry. I was going by Forthyyy, and I live streamed Call of Duty every day, and I got pretty good actually. At this point, I decided to start playing competitively under the alias of Forthyyy, and that led to the start of the CPG, or Team CPG, or the C+ Gaming team. It was a competitive branch-off organization of C+ Gaming. We played in websites such as MLG, UMG, etc. Never really took off either, and kind of just fizzled out and died. Now, very late in the year of 2015, some stuff happened that was not great, and I ended up having to move back to California. I packed all my stuff into 2 cars and a U-Haul and moved to Menifee, California. Moved in with my father until I could find my own place down here. And in California, I had a really hard time finding a job and stuff to do. My friend Chad and I decided to revive an old channel of mine called On-Site Cinema. Now, On-Site Cinema was kind of a YouTube channel like C+ Gaming, but more for cinematography, funny videos, vlogs, that kind of thing. And mainly we remade a series called The Pablo Perspective, which is really funny. I definitely recommend heading over to On-Site Cinema and giving it a watch if you haven't already. Around the same time, I was doing YouTube as kind of a independent, in-business-for-myself vlog kind of channel. It was just me filming my daily adventures, and as not exciting as it was, I had a lot of fun with it. And I also decided to start writing poetry. Kind of weird when you just throw it out there like that, but Penny for My Thoughts was the first spoken word poetry piece that I released. My entire life I've been writing and kind of fantasizing about being a lyricist, but I've never really released it. Upon Penny for My Thoughts released, I had some good feedback and decided I want to start using my music production skills as well, so I blended the two together and created my first single called Mirror. The style was, again, it still is, kind of a unique blend of spoken word poetry and rap, I guess. I then released a second single, which was more electronic dance music based, and called it Behind You. And I also at that time adopted the name FOXAL. I hopped into Photoshop one night and sketched up this logo, and I had decided what I wanted the name to be, and then that was it. So I had found a passion deep within myself and almost a sense of purpose in my music, and I decided that this is something I want to do. So I started working on a full feature-length 12-track album. Now around the same time I was hit with one of my bigger life struggles, and that is the loss of my younger cousin Levi. Growing up, he was like a brother to me, and I remember finding out that it happened, and it was just a really rough patch in my life when I was doing a lot of kind of existential doubt and just questioning life and God and everything that I previously believed in. So yeah, I mean, that sucked. I channeled my sadness and my doubts into creativity though, and later that summer I was able to release my feature-length album called Benefit of Doubt. This was a huge moment of triumph for me, although it may not seem like a big deal to others. Producing, mixing, mastering, doing the artwork for, writing, and performing an entire album was to me a huge feat that I had accomplished in several short weeks, and although I wouldn't say my album reached large success, I got generally good feedback and people seemed to be taken aback by the quality in which I made my music, and I don't think people realize that this is something that I take very seriously, not just a side hobby. My music is me, this is who I am, and I think a lot of people really found out a lot about me the first time they listened to my music, which for me was really cool. It gave me a way to share my innermost thoughts and fears and doubts and feelings with the entire world. And to this day, people, family, and friends are learning more about me through my music. I finally found the job. After several months of looking, I got a job as a cleaner at an auto shop. I was mopping floors and sweeping, but nonetheless enjoying my job and enjoying the people I worked with. I liked the environment and I was passionate about cars. I then got the opportunity to move to a position as a service writer where I work as a direct liaison between the customer and the mechanics. Jumping into a specialized field like auto service writing so quickly and having to learn so quickly was one of the hardest, most challenging things I've ever done, but it was way worth it. I love the job that I have. I love the guys that I work with. It's an awesome place to work, and I hope that I work there for a long time to come and continue to better myself every day in this field. Now I saved up some money and finally moved. I moved to, yeah, out there. It's called French Valley. It's out in Winchester, California. If you don't know where it is, that's fine. It's kind of out in the middle of nowhere, but it's near like Temecula area in Southern California. There's a picture of my apartment. It's kind of a little side house. I met a nice lady who was the owner of the home, and I made an application, and I talked with her, and now I'm renting it. I like where I live, I love the area, and I really like the apartment that I got. I think I scored really well here. It is worth noting that I could not take my dog with me. And this may not seem like a big deal to most people, but it was actually really hard for me. My dog I had had since I lived back in Ogden, Utah, been through two, very serious relationships and then breakups. I had been through a lot of shit with this dog, and I was very emotionally attached to her, and her to me, I like to think. And it was just really hard for me to give her up. That pretty much brings us to now. I'm living my life day to day. It's the only way you can to be happy. I'm working at an auto shop. I like the people I work with. I'm having fun in the career field that I'm in, and I hope to stay here for the rest of my life. I became an uncle for the second time, third if you count step siblings. Started building a computer, saving up money, and that was when I decided, you know what? I want to get back into YouTube. I want to get back into gaming. I want to get back to my roots, back to what I've been doing for several years. And so I started putting together this computer, and I was having a lot of fun building it. I hadn't built a PC in a long time. I was spending some good money on it. And when it was finally finished, I booted it up for the first time, and I had a realization. This computer is a tool. It's a resource, and I can use it. But I don't want to be FrostdCh33rioz. No. I still had the FrostdCh33rioz channel laying around with 1,600 subscribers. And I thought to myself it would be stupid to not post to this channel. You know what I mean? To revive this channel. But I don't want to be FrostdCh33rioz. I want to be FOXAL. Because that's me, that's who I am. I'm still Liam, I'm still the same guy that used to make videos several years ago, and has been doing it for several years, all 500 videos, but I've grown, and I've experienced more, and I've changed, and I've become a new and evolved person, I like to think. So here we are. My name is Liam, I go by the alias FOXAL, and feel free to stick around and join me for videos, live streams, music. Check out my music, check out the links in the description if you haven't. Thank you so much to everyone who's been a part of my life the last few years, part of me growing and changing, and that's it for now, man. I'm sorry I tried to keep this video short and sweet, but if you've enjoyed, let me know in the comment section below, and I will see you guys in the next video.